Hello, SBC founders. Today is Wednesday, July 9th, and I'm pre-recording our founders meeting because I'm unable to be here during the time that we would normally have our founders meeting. So I'm pre-recording it, and I'm going to post this to our Telegram group, the blog, and notify us through our website. So here we go. Today we are going to go over some details of one of the blogs that I wrote recently about our economic structure. We're going to go over the SBC rewards for July and how those are structured, putting some clarification to how you receive the 50 USDT reward. It's very important that we understand how that works, and I'm going to show that to you. And then we're going to go over the SBC Gold. The gift is coming up for the 11th of this month, which paid members that paid through the month of July and are active July 1st through July 30th will receive 15 SBC Gold. And then we will be talking about how we're going to receive 20 SBC Gold starting next month in August. So we're also going to talk about promo that's going on for new members who are joining who would like to be able to receive the SBC Gold for the month of August, so through July. So if you're active by July 15th, 2024, you have the opportunity to receive SBC Gold in August. We're going to talk about the fate of the SBC Shared Bounty Program. That program has been discontinued. However, we are going to save the programming for it. We're just going to deactivate it for right now, so we can come back to it if that is something that we are willing to revisit. And lastly, it's been proposed to me to give some of our SBC sponsors the ability to give a discount to their referrals and still receive a little bit of a bonus. So we're going to talk about the SBC Like Plus and when that may or may not happen. And then finally, the last one is the SBC exchange coming, the SBC Gold exchange. It's coming in August, so somewhere around in August when your funds for your original purchase have matured, you're going to be able to utilize those towards your SBC back office and potentially in limited amounts be able to exchange that for USDT. And we'll schedule when we're going to be doing the SBFC exchange. So you'll notice on the dashboard, which we can go ahead and go to. Let's go to our screen. All right. So before I go on to the next summary, this is just been a review of our privy team's responses to my questions. Now, these numbers may be accurate or inaccurate, but they are from our privy team council members, so they are. I trust the results that I received, and those are what we reviewed. So going on to our grand summary, providing a tax-free monthly income $49,000 using the SBC private fund. Each adult persons in these countries or local communities would result in substantial increases in average yearly income across the board. This would lead to dramatic improvements in living standards, reductions in poverty and unemployment rates, and significant boosts in economic activity. Keep in mind that when I read this would lead to dramatic economic improvements. That's dramatic economic improvements for you and your community. It would improve the living standards for you and your community. Reductions in poverty and unemployment for you and your community. Keep this in mind. This is something that we need to share. We need to share the SBC private fund with our local communities in order to get them out of the debt and out of the strife that they're in right now. That's what we're here for. That's what we've been here for. And when I found the sponsor shortly after I got on board as the new admin, I was overwhelmed with the ability of what they can do for us and when they can do it for us. We just need to step up to the plate. We need to bring those 10,000 members, keep those 10,000 members for 3 to 6 months, and then we start our community. There are a little under 6 months left in the year. In 2025, I believe that we would start the SBC private fund, but we need to start building the community now. We need to bring the 10,000 members now. And let me tell you how our website is going to change after we reach our SBC private community goals. I've already discussed this a little bit with Augustin, and he shared that in a video. So when we get to the SBC private fund and the SBC private fund is active, the members that are active in our website now are going to be the first ones into that fund. Then there's going to be a flock of additional members who finally believe that we've done what we said we were going to do. They opened up their eyes finally and saw, oh my goodness, SBC actually did it. And they're going to want to join our community. So when they join our community, they're going to need to go through an education process. They're going to need to learn things that they were blind to in the past. They're going to need to learn how we achieve our economic stability, how they achieve the economic stability in their own area. And they'll benefit from the SBC private fund in their local communities because you're benefiting from the SBC private fund and spreading what your benefits are through that local community. So they'll be able to bring themselves into the same fold that you are in as we spread our word. So once the fund launches, the website will turn into an educational site, and then through 3 to 6 months of education, you'll still be earning rewards. You will be learning how to utilize your funds properly, and even our current members are going to have to go through a little bit of an education process. So they're going to have to learn to use the technology. They're going to have to learn to use how to take the SBC funds and get them to their private banks or whatever their public banks. How we're gonna do that transition. None of that technology has been built out yet, but it has been designed. So in discussions with my development team, we've developed how we're going to get the SBC rewards that are in your wallet into your bank account. And we'll talk about that as we get closer. Obviously, once we launch the SBC private community notices to the world, and how we're going to do the legal structure. As we start that legal structure, we're also going to be working on building out our technology. So by the time that the SBC private fund is fully functional, so will your access to those funds. So going back to our grand summary, providing a tax-free income of $4,900 using the SBC private fund, each person in these communities or in these countries or local communities would result in substantial increases in average yearly income across the board. This would likely lead to dramatic improvements in living standards, reduction in poverty and unemployment rates, and significant boosts in our economic activity. The impact would be particularly transformative in lower income regions, where the new income would vastly exceed current earnings. What does that mean? Well, take a look here at the Philippines. The blue chart is the current situation. The red chart is their new situation. Going across the board, you can see that Philippines, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Namibia, India, Ivory Coast, Togo, and even Cameroon benefit from significant increases, more than half more than double. So the Philippines looks like that's maybe 8 times as good. Nigeria might as well be 1 million times. Bangladesh, another 8 times. Namibia. It only benefits us 50%, twice as much, but still it benefits. So there's a value, even in our United States people. In Cameroon, about 3 times as much. But these are the communities right in here. These communities here. These are the ones that need our help. Or excuse me, right there. These are the communities that need our help in order to build this. And if you're part of these communities, being a part of building this out will give you great satisfaction in your own heart as well as it will mine. So that is the economic update that I wanted to give for this. Okay. Back here. All right, so there's our July sponsor reward. Our membership reward is still 1,000 SBC. Our new member reward is 1,000 SBC for every new member that you bring in. It's a one-time bonus. So if you bring in 10 new members, you're going to receive 10,000 SBC. As a new member, you're going to receive 1,000 bonus reward. And for non-time payment, you receive 1,000 SBC. And returning members. This one's a little bit tricky, guys. So the way that this works is that in order for a new member to qualify to receive a returning reward of 2,000 SBC, they must be active for 2 whole months before they receive that 2,000 SBC, and they will receive 1,000 for the first month that they're active, 1,000 for the second month that they're active, and then if they've remained active for those 2 months, then they'll receive the 2,000 SBC. And those are for members that expired before January 1st of 2024. So that's how that reward works. If you've got any questions, you can ask in the Telegram chat. Okay, so we've gone over SBC rewards. We've already gone over the SBC Gold and how to get it for July 15th, and going over the discontinuation of the shared bounty. So due to a lack of participation in the shared bounty program, we're going to be putting this on pause. At the end of the cycle, there were actually 85 participants, not 95, and the program just has too much overhead for me to continue. All right, so SBC Lite, I'm going to put together a blog, and then we'll put together a poll and see if that is a program that our members are interested in. That poll will be put on the Telegram chat. If you're not a part of the Telegram chat, go to the homepage here, and there's a link right here for the SBC Telegram group, and that'll get you joined in there. Last thing I want to talk about just briefly before I wrap this up, the SBC Gold distribution for the pre-buyers for July 11th is coming up in the next couple of days. They're going to get half of the last distribution, and then on the 26th of July, they'll receive the final and complete part of their SBC pre-buy per the vote and the rules that we agreed on. That's coming, and then also on the 11th of July, the 15 SBC Gold gift is going to be given out to all of our members that were active from June 1st to June 30th and are currently still active. So make sure that you don't let your account expire, because I do look at the activity on the 11th and make sure that you're still active. Because the way that we have SBC Gold set up is that no member who is inactive can receive SBC Gold. So remember that in order to receive SBC Gold, in order to use SBC, you be active. Lastly, SBFC. That is we've taken off the top of the status up at the top here, we've taken liquidity pool notations offline. If you still want to purchase SBC Gold, you can do so under the new exchange, SBFC. You can do so there. It is currently $30 for SBFC. So when we go and bring SBFC to our exchange, you're going to be able to use a limited amount of that towards your SBCDO. You'll be able to swap it out for SBC Gold. There's going to be opportunities for you, how we're going to structure that, how we're going to make that work. It is definitely going to be limited, so don't expect to swap all of your SBFC in one go. It's going to be limited by how much you can do a day, how much you can do a month, but we are going to start incorporating that. We're going to be putting SBFC on the pancake swap and controlling it much in the same way that we are controlling the SBC Gold. So as a heads up, I'm not going to put this officially in writing anywhere just yet, but as a heads up, in order for you to be able to do anything with SBFC, it is going to have to be through custodial wallets. So if you would like, you can start transferring your SBFC to your custodial wallets because that's where you're going to be able to function with those, regardless of whether or not you are an agent or whether or not you were gifted or are supplemented with SBFC for the previous shared bounty program, or if you've purchased or if you're a donor for SBFC. The only place that you're going to be able to do any exchanging for that is going to be through through your custodial wallets. We are not enforcing a cap on those wallets at this time, so you can go ahead and dump all of your SBFC in your custodial wallets in preparation for that exchange going live, and we'll announce those limits and in those situations when we get closer to it. I would not expect that SBC Gold will be fully usable on August 11th for your SBC PO. So very likely the way that these things usually work, our development team works really hard on putting everything together and testing. They don't like to be pressured, and I have not been pressuring them. Obviously, we give them the time that they need to get where we need to go. But when it comes to SBC Gold being used for your SBC BO, that is likely going to be towards the end of August and early September. And SBFC will probably be towards the middle to end of September when we start to bring those in, just so you know. Keeping in mind, we will be giving you the opportunity to do partial payments, to be able to do some, maybe 50% SBFC, or excuse me, 50% SBC Gold, and then the other 50% USDT, and you'll receive your bounty back in the same way that you paid. So if you do 50% of SBC Gold, you're going to receive 50% of the bounty back in SBC Gold. Same way with USDT. So just keep that in mind. That's the way that our bounty system is going to work. So you will be able to use SBC Gold, but if you use SBC Gold, you receive that back as bounty, or your sponsor does. And again, your sponsor must be active. So you don't want to have your SBC Gold going to an inactive sponsor. So if you have an inactive sponsor and want your sponsor to be responsible, you can put in a ticket, you can change your sponsor. We are still allowing sponsor changes. All you need to do is let support know why you need to change your sponsor, and that will be done. All right, everyone. I've been going on for quite a while. This has been our founders pre-recorded meeting for July 10th, 2024. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask that on the Telegram group or ask them directly to me. We also have our Founders Q&A. There has not been a lot of activity here at all, but there's an email address that you can email, and any of the Q&A questions come up through there. We try to respond to them if they are a question that is new or something that needs to be addressed that's not already in the blog. But our Founders QA is there. All right, guys. Thank you.